Hey YouTube, it's Jamie, smoking in my car. Smoking Elizabethan mixture. Ribbon cut vapor. Just out here on a quick break from work. I started this bowl a while ago. Came out, take a few puffs. I was just thinking about entities. Oh yeah, this is my B10 Bent Calabash Aaron series Peterson. I was thinking about entities. So like spirits, angels, demons, Djinn, or genies. I don't believe in anything supernatural per se, because I believe that if you see it or experience it, it's natural. It's still in the natural world, but maybe it's extra natural. Maybe it's the limits of what is natural. The supernatural implies that it can't happen in nature. So clearly these things, I think clearly these things happen in nature. So they're not supernatural. They're abnormal. They're preternatural, maybe extra natural, unusual. So I believe I have a spirit, and that spirit is myself. Like in Rome, they called it the genius. One had a genius. Plato called it the daemon. One had a daemon, an indwelling spirit. I believe I have that. I have an animating spirit. Even the word anima, a soul, right? So, and also a higher self, maybe a higher genius, So, I got to thinking about this because of ghosts. Somebody said something about ghosts. And I was thinking, I've never encountered a ghost, right? And how do I feel about that? I started to assess how I feel about ghosts and spirits. I believe they could probably, a disembodied spirit. I have seen entities. Now that's maybe a little different. So, a few times I did dimethyltryptamine, which is DMT, in a ritualistic setting. And I've encountered entities doing that who I believe in their objective reality, that they are entities that don't rely on my experience of them for their own being. Another time I was, this was about 10, 12 years ago, I had been practicing a form of meditation for some time back then, and there was one time where I encountered an entity, and it was a woman, and she gave me a word. I've never told anybody that word, but I know the word. I still have it. The entities that I encountered through dimethyltryptamine were different. They were more kind of from the abstract geometrical plane. Now, I don't know if they're spirits. I don't know if they're angels or demons. But if you look at biblically accurate angels. They're covered with eyes. They don't look like you see, Michael, Raphael, Gabriel, in the pictures. They look like Ophanim or the cherubim or the seraphim, or where they're like, a few sets of wings, eyes all over the wings, and really quite scary, but not demonic. Those are almost the kind of entities I encountered on dimethyltryptamine. Ritualized dimethyltryptamine. Like an entheogenic ritual sacrament. So I'd like to hear about your experiences with ghosts, with angels, with demons, with Djinn. Yeah, as far as ghosts, for me, I've never seen one. I've seen entities. I've encountered entities. But I've never seen a ghost. How would that work? I would think it would work if someone goes through a particularly traumatic event and then dies in that place. Maybe they leave behind energetic residue. Or perhaps their soul is locked in that place as a sort of micro-purgatory, a sort of localized purgatory, and that soul is captured there for a time until it is absolved of whatever, vestige of sin. I'm not sure. Yeah, all of this stuff I'm not sure about. I've got some ideas about things, and I've had some experience. I mean, I like to think I've felt the Holy Spirit, which is a species of possession, right? If you're possessed with the Holy Spirit, you're animated by the Holy Spirit. Animated in the real sense. Anima meaning soul. Ensouled. Animated to be ensouled. I believe in an ensouled or enchanted cosmos, right? That there is a world soul permeating the world, permeating the cosmos, enchanting it. I've gone back and forth on that, though. I think, I've gone back and forth. And, it's so hard to just make up your mind about this stuff. And I don't know if there's any point to that, making up your mind, because does it shut you off from new experiences? Does it shut you off from the sunlight of the Spirit? And if you don't believe in the spiritual realm, that plane, that dimension, does that mean you don't believe in a soul? The concept of a soul? Does the soul go on after the body? I know there are ideas, just doctrinal ideas in the various religious traditions, but I'd like to hear more about, personal firsthand experience with the preternatural, the extra natural, with entities. Have you encountered any entities?